All right, welcome to my YouTube channel. I wanted to show you this hydraulic hose crimper that I bought. I had this project of mine, the Kubota tractor, and I need to redo all the hoses. A lot of them were old and brittle, and I'm taking it up to my cabin, which is way off the road, and I don't want to have that stuff break on me. And I have a Bobcat 610 project next year I want to do and replace hoses on that. So it was cheaper for me to buy this and all the materials to make my own than it is to get it done in town locally. So I went with this company out of China on Alibaba, and this type of crimper is called a P16HP. There's a lot of them out there. I went with this company, JYC Flex. I was talking to the lady and she was really knowledgeable on things, and I paid about $900 to get it here shipping. They make different units, like this has a separate pump from the crimper with a hose, and then they make some with the crimper integral with this all-in-one unit. I think I would go with the all-in-one unit. It's just easier, it would be easier to move around. I'm going to probably put this on this wood mounted on this wood. I might actually get a pneumatic pressure thingamajig that you just push a hose into it, air hose, and it'll do all this magic for you. So the way this works is you have different dies for your different thickness of hoses, and you see like this fat one is a 1/4 inch, and up here that's for like a 1 inch hose. And then what you do is you put your hose in through here and you just start pumping on that thing, and it slowly closes up and crimps it to the desired diameter. And the way you do that is you have a chart somewhere here, and you see it gives you specs, and 16 is the model, and then 14, 16, 19, that's the different sizes of hose, and 19 sort of correlates to 3/8. But I found doing this 3/8, I used a 16 die, and I got this off the web. I got my fittings at hydraulic discount hydraulic hose, and they give you specs for their hose and their fittings and all that. And this is the one I'm using, an R16 hose and 3/8 inch diameter, and it calls for a 19.05 millimeter crimp. So I found that for me, using this 16, which correlates about 5/16, and moving the dial, which I'll show you, I found up to about 2.7 millimeters gives me the correct crimp. And the way you do that is this here little knob here, you bring it, it starts at 0, it's out at 0 there, and you just dial it in. One hole turns 1, 2 millimeters, and then I'm dialing it into 2.7 millimeters. I found works, gives me the proper crimp. And the way this thing works is you set this up and you start pumping it, and it pushes, let's see if we can get in there, it pushes this lever in, and this is sort of tapered right here, and as you push it in, you'll see a spring in there. They're in between each one, and it slowly closes it, reducing the size here until you got the right crimp. And when you're done, you measure it, and mine have been coming out around 1905 plus or minus 0.15 millimeters, which is in the tolerance. But I noticed like the front one, this side of the crimp is not quite as deep as this side, so I take my measurement off the middle. So, and then I went with this company because the lady was really informative. She says they all say they'll do 1-inch hose, but if this opening isn't over 49 millimeters when it's closed, when it's fully open without the dies in, it might only do 1 inch in a single strand. There's double strand and 4-strand wires, and she was really informative of that. Her machine will do 1 inch at 2-strand and maybe even 4-strand at 1 inch. I can't remember, it's in the book. But that's why I went with her. So the way you set this up, then you got to make a nice cut. And I have this chop saw I got on Amazon, little miniature angle grinder chop saw. It works really handy, makes square cuts. So you want to insert the hose to about where the shoulder is, and then make a white mark there, and then you'll just shovel it onto that point and then stick it in there and start cranking away on the pump there. And I'm not going to lie to you, it takes a good minute and a half, 2 minutes to get a crimp on it, but you know, it's a lot less expensive than I'd be paying in town. So I'm gonna put you on hold and put you on my tripod and show you how I do this. Okay, so I pre-marked this. You just slide on there. Some of them might take a little more effort to get on, some are easier. When you slide it through till it's on, the rest insert on the shoulder there just before it curves, the back up where it comes out of the dies. You just start pumping it. And I forgot to tell you, there's a little indicator light on the side here, on the right side, and when that light fires off, that means it's crimped enough. Some of these have have a pressure gauge out here as a backup feature, and it's like when it gets to about 4,000 psi, that's crimped enough. Okay, and then the light went off. I'll show you. Yeah, right down there. You can see the light went off. So I'll just, and when I'm doing a lot of these, I don't release the dies all the way. I just release them so I can get that out. And let's see what we have for a reading. Yeah, so 18.96 on that one, and it's within the, or wait, let's see, 1908, 1905, which is within the 0.15 millimeter tolerances that they call for. And you want to make sure you try and get it on the, not on the grooves, but on the recesses. So that's all there is to it. I really like it so far. It's saved me a lot of money, and so far, well, I only got to test a few of the hoses and they didn't blow up on me. I had one do it, and that's when I look back at it, I used the wrong table, so I didn't crimp it far enough. So yeah, I paid like 900 bucks for all this with shipping. You can get them on Amazon or eBay for a lot less, you know, but I just went with this one because this is what I wanted. They didn't have those on eBay or Amazon, and you know, I pay a little bit more. I like the idea that she was nice enough to tell me that about that orifice being 50 millimeters or more. And when I canceled one order because when I looked at it, it was only said opening was 48 millimeters, which, you know, that might not be good enough for me at some point. So thanks for watching. If you like my video, let me know and subscribe.